Veterans Day reminds us that freedom is a sacred gift and it is not free. Some endured unthinkable battles and hardships so that we can live in peace. Some service members were not well received upon their return to American soil. They fought a thankless war without feeling supported, but still fought out of devotion for their country. This was the case for Combat Lieutenant Jeff Wishik of Madison, Alabama. Born in Montgomery, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army through Marion Military Institute's early commissioning program. He deployed to Vietnam with the 101st Airborne Division, directed to find and engage enemy forces. In one particularly intense engagement with the North Vietnamese, Wishik charged through an onslaught of bullets to take command of the injured front element and order the wounded troops to safety. His quick action and leadership allowed the unit to move the wounded out of the conflict zone. While scouting for a landing zone for a helicopter to evacuate them, Lieutenant Wishik was struck by numerous enemy attacks, including one explosion that blew him into the air, knocked him unconscious, and killed all but 3 in his scouting group.
My RTO and I led a small group back to the landing zone. We came upon face-to-face the North Vietnamese. There was a very intense exchange of small arms, hand grenades, between their group and our group. We took casualties, they took casualties. I was blown in the air. Don't have a lot of recollection after that.
After he and the 2 other soldiers realized they were outnumbered and unable to turn back, they spent the night pretending to be dead to avoid being captured by the enemy. He recalls enemy troops walking within inches of them and unknowingly stepping on them as they tried to remain quiet despite their serious injuries. During the night, a North Vietnamese soldier discovered Lieutenant Wishik looking for his rations. Lieutenant Wishik used his last bit of strength to take out the enemy before passing out again, saving himself and the remaining 2 soldiers from his scouting group. He spent time recovering in multiple medical facilities before returning to Vietnam as a pilot for a second combat tour. He received many awards for his courageous actions, including the Distinguished Service Cross, Bronze Medal, and a Purple Heart. He went to work for Lockheed Martin for 24 years following his retirement from the military in 1988 and has devoted his time throughout the years volunteering in various organizations, including the Semper Fi Community Task Force of North Alabama and as compliance lead in support of Madison County's Veterans Court.
I found it an honor to serve. There was a period of time during Vietnam that service to this nation was extremely difficult because there was an element of our population that was ashamed of us that served. And honestly, I was ashamed of my country acting that way.
Lieutenant Wishik's wise reminder to Americans based on his experience is that, quote, "You may not agree with the politics of the country, but you don't take it out on American service members."